What's up, Rattlers? How y'all doing this evening? We're back. I think you're on mute.
I am. We're back.
We're back. We've been gone for a little
We're
while,
back.
Had to take a
Yeah.
little break, a mini little seasonal break, but we're back and we're
Yeah.
here to hang out with y'all on this good Thursday Fang Exchange night. So I see a few people are already in. Hey, we haven't been here for a couple of weeks, so we do understand we might have thrown you off your cadence a little bit, but we're here. So share this live on in Twitter, X, go into the comments on YouTube. Let people know that we're here. We want to talk some spring ball and everything that encompasses for family sports, right?
Yeah.
So many things have happened since we've been out. So we are here. It's a Thursday night. I know you're probably chilling. It's almost time to go to sleep. Depending on what age you are, might be past your
Yes.
bedtime, depending on what age you are. So either way it goes, we see a little baby already checking in. See, we know our old faithfuls. They've been
We
waiting.
missed y'all. We
We miss
missed
y'all. We're happy
y'all.
to see our old faithfuls in the chat. How
Absolutely.
y'all doing today? How's everything going? So again, tell your friends, tell your Rattler family. Let's tell somebody that may not even know that we come here on Thursday nights, right? That would be cool. Somebody outside of the norm that's a Rattler that tune in on Thursday nights to YouTube to come and see
Y'all
us,
come
talk
kick
to
it
us,
with
hang
us.
out. 'Cause there's always something to talk about in Rattler Nation.
And we got a lot to talk about
We
tonight.
got a lot to talk.
Okay. We've been gone for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And so much has transpired in Rattler athletics. So we got a lot to talk about. Ashley and I went to the spring game.
Yep.
We took
We
some
did.
some notes. Okay. We might have a little bit of, a little tea for y'all, a little
Good,
information for
Demetra.
y'all.
Yep.
So we here to talk these Rattlers, what this is Rattler news. And of course, as always, we got to talk about supporting our athletes. Speaking of which, let's kind of start there a little bit real quick with that article that I was the video that I was telling you about, so we can kind of transition over because the main attraction everybody want to know. We want to talk about what happened with the spring game and then our
Yep.
latest hire in basketball. So I sent Ashley a video, and Cam Newton was talking about
Yep.
the quarterback Nico, and he was just talking about the fact that he was saying somebody really messed him up. Somebody that was in his ear really messed him up, which we know a lot of times that happens. These kids end up in the portal for reasons, whatever reasons they are. We know the portal opened yesterday.
Yep. It got real busy yesterday, didn't it?
It got real active in these swag
Real.
streets, in these, it got active.
Gary 305
But
checking in.
yeah, but just Cam was saying just the fact that NIL was never meant to to be an avenue for you to be rich long term or you to be wealthy long term. It was just to make you comfortable in high school. And I thought that was good that he, as an athlete, said that and kind of reinforced what we've been saying all along. Because of course we know at our level we can't make these kids rich.
We just can't. We
We
won't
just
either.
can't do it. We
We just
won't be able to do it.
do
So
what we can do as long as we can do it. But
yeah,
you're not going
which
to work.
y'all help. Which y'all
We
help.
can help.
Which
You know.
Listen, let me also say this too. Point of reference, take a pause. Everybody that gave to nutrition, we were able to really
Absolutely.
support
Absolutely.
the athletic program in our nutrition. We had a little. Cozy had an ask. Coach Cozy had an ask in the nutrition department, and Rattler alumni, Rattler Nation spared no expense to make sure that all of our nutrition needs were taken care of.
Yep.
And they if you were not at the spring game or you didn't hear, a special shout out, thank you was given to the alums that did contribute to that. So we really appreciate you guys. And shout out to our fearless leader, Ashley, who was
Fearless.
traveling back and forth to make sure that this initiative went off without a hitch. And
Yes. Yes.
I appreciate you, Ashley. We all appreciate you. What you do does not go unnoticed. I know our football players appreciate you. The
They were
coaches
happy for
appreciate
that
you.
too.
They listen.
For that
The
nutrition,
nutrition
they was
listen.
handing out hugs. They were so grateful to receive nutrition over the spring 15 spring practices that
Those
that
spring
coach did.
practices,
And the thing
absolutely.
about it
And
in Rattler Nation, the coach put out an ask, we're gonna do everything we
yes.
can to make it happen. And it wasn't just me, sometimes I'm the face of things and and I might be the one kind of connecting the dots, but it's so many people working hard.
Absolutely.
You know, alone, and I don't even want to start calling names, but Demetria's another person that was actively, you know, there making sure she was moving things around to get there. So I want to give a shout out to her and all the people who made sure that that nutritional need was taken care of. And it's important to our athletes. It's important to our school, our program. This is what we're here for. And there'll be more initiatives in the future that if you weren't able to join in on this particular nutritional initiative, there'll be more because the need doesn't stop for our athletic department. And it's not just football thing. So
it does not.
We might come back with, you know, we gotta get a little private situation going where we can have some of these other a different conversation from an initiative standpoint. Have these conversations.
Absolutely. I just wanted to take a little pause for that, to thank those people that supported that initiative, because like Ashley said, I mean, I wanted to thank Ashley because she lives in Orlando, but she was running back and forth to Tallahassee.
Had to make sure it happened.
Making sure that it happened. She was running back and forth to Tallahassee. And while, you know, most people, when they think of Fang Exchange, they know that, you know, they're going to see Ashley, they're going to see me and things like that. But it does not go unnoticed that people that nobody ever gets to see, you know, the faces that nobody ever gets to see, what you do to help the members that we have that nobody gets to see that aren't on this show, that, you know what I'm saying, but that give all the time, the people that did not hesitate when the call went out, the ask went out, did not hesitate to do and to give. And even when we stopped asking, they were like, no, we told you we were going to give. And so they continued to give, and they were running me down like, Tashay, where can I? So we appreciate you.
We appreciate
it. Does not go unnoticed.
Absolutely. And there's something I got a message today. So we have a little extra thank you that should be coming to you from the football program in reference to the nutrition that was handled over the spring. So those of you who had an opportunity to participate, and we're grateful for you, and just know there's another thank you coming from the football department as well, outside of the general thank you that was given at the spring game. So I see Lil Baby made a comment, right? He says, yeah, we're not playing the rich game. This is going back to the video that you referenced about, not necessarily make athletes rich through this. We're not playing the rich game. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Don't need to enter it, even if the big boys will eventually play the rich game.
We just said that.
That's exactly because you have to know your personnel, you have to know your climate, because a lot of things are happening in the college sports arena across the board. Usually it starts at like your Power 4 level and then it trickles to every other level. Mm-hmm. And then to me, I'm a firm believer, and most business people who are into business, they understand the word scaling. You either scale up, you scale down. Sometimes you need to scale. You always think you want to scale up because scale up means growth in a larger stance. But sometimes you need to scale down depending on how large of a picture that you're starting with. Like, so if the model is larger than where you are in the landscape, you need to scale it down, not because you're diminishing your profit, your growth, and your ability to be better. You're really saying, hey, this is what capacity we have to operate in, right? So with that same concept, our capacity does not always call for us to go out and make $1 million deal with a business for one athlete, $1 million, or not even $1 million, $500,000 or whatever the quantity of volume that could be. So no, we're not playing the rich game. We don't even want to give the impression that we are. What we do want to do, though, is to be in the game and to do what we can do and scale it to what our landscape and what our capacity allows us to do. So that's why we're here. We're not here to say that we have any one given athlete on our team that makes the equivalent NIL money to Nico, the guy that's the hot topic right now. We're aware of that, and we aren't down about it. We don't feel bad about it. The athletes, we've had many conversations, right, with many athletes. They're aware of that. So it's not an expectation across the board. And what we want to make sure is that we're one of the big things that we've learned coming into this 2025 is that there's a lot of educational pieces that come with this, and we see so many big ticket summer jam screen situations happening, like the Nico situation, that we start to compare ourselves to those kind of instances, and they'll never meet us in that capacity. So we want to just make sure that we stay within our realm, if I'm making any sense.
Yeah. And also too, I think it's good for the alums to know, because a lot of times we get a lot of more insight than
Mhm.
maybe a lot of the average alums, just from the players, because we talk to them so often.
Correct.
We want y'all to know, even though, listen,
So,
they, if we could give them $1 million, they're not
we
turning
would.
it
We're
down.
not saying we wouldn't.
Right. But and if
That's
we
not
could
what
give
we're
it, they wouldn't
saying.
turn down. But we do want you guys to know that that's not their expectation. They know,
They
these
know.
players know, you know what I'm saying, that we can't make them rich, or we can't, make them wealthy or whatever. But we can ensure that our players have basic needs met. You know
Their
what I
life is just
mean?
a little simpler. Why they playing
Yeah,
those?
that life is, because they're putting their bodies on the line. And so we want to make sure that, that their life is, that they can worry about school and football.
Or
They're student
basketball,
athletes, or
or
basketball. Right.
softball, or
Right.
baseball. We
Yeah,
had a
I'm
baseball
sorry.
game.
Football is just always
Football is going to always be your
ever
flagship
present.
sport, but
But
we recognize that there are various sports and various athletes who work hard. Golf just won the SWAC championship yesterday.
and we represent more than, and you guys know, we've
Right.
had other athletes from other sports that we represent, that we've given NIL to. So, but it's just, I guess, like I said, because
It's easy to
spring
do.
ball and all
Yeah.
that stuff, that's what I'm thinking about. But absolutely, every sport, they, our students understand that. And so sometimes I think that people feel that, especially alums, because of the way that it's glaring in the news when a story comes out about NIL, I think alums sometimes think that our students have that same sense
Mentality.
of, that same mentality, and they don't. They don't think that they're gonna get rich off of, us. That's not their mentality. They just want to be able to be comfortable and not have to be concerned about,
Some of the
things
small
other
things.
than school and football, and that's just the truth. So I thought that was a very interesting video, because it's not often that the players that are on the other side give that type of perspective. And Cam was just really like, nah, you
Yep.
got some bad advice, my boy.
And
And
we
now,
know it's happening too. Like
yeah,
you can look at the portal entrance from basketball, men and women. How many the
it's
couple thousand
8,000 kids in the
in there,
portal.
right? You
Come
can
on
look at
now.
the portal interest from football who were still there, from 2024, who are now piling on the 2025s and piling in.
Yeah,
Now we all just hanging out together in the portal.
in the
I mean,
portal.
you have those who will find a home and land somewhere, but
Yeah.
you have those who are just being misguided, and the expectations are most likely a little too high or a little unrealistic for where they may be and where they want to be. But it's really
Yeah.
about grinding it out. So we know there's agents. A lot of these athletes have agents who the point of the agent is to get them to the next school that'll pay them X amount of dollars. We know that our
And parents,
have
parents
and
that are
parents.
giving
So it's just about
giving
being
bad advice,
uninformed. A lot of people don't have financial literacy, never have come into the potential of this kind of money. Sometimes agents know
Yeah.
better, but a lot of times their job is to bring in the funds. So they move in that manner. So these athletes, we have to really hone in on making sure that our athletes, the best we can, like understand the importance of making a sound decision. That it may be a shiny object across the way. It may be somebody may be pulling on you, tugging on you, but is it, or you may be even in your own mind thinking, well, I can get in the portal. I might be able to see what I can test the waters.
Yeah.
But we have to just make sure we're doing that. And that's something that's important to us. So with that being said, like we were at the spring game, right?
We were at the spring
So if you were at the spring game
game.
in the chat, let us know if you were at the spring game in the chat. You can
And if
just
you were, why you didn't come and
and
say
why we
hello to
didn't see
us?
y'all? Because
Why
me,
y'all
Demetri, and
didn't?
Tashay was hanging out real good at that spring game.
We were. Why
I
didn't
know
y'all
Kevin
come
was
and
there
say
because I saw
hello?
Kevin doing the after show up there.
Is that all that line dance? They had to pull Kelvin off the floor, off the
Oh, he was out there
stadium.
with Cupid.
Yes,
I
they
didn't
were late. The
Kelvin, I know you went out there he was out there with Cupid having a good time.
The show was late because Kelvin out there line dancing. He got his boots on the ground. Okay. He flexing his body because Kelvin out there. The show is late. Coach Cozy and Brian are waiting on him. Vaughn, they waiting on Kelvin.
Kelvin said he gonna get his 2-step in. He's gonna get his
flexing
2-step
his
in.
body. Okay.
Absolutely. But if you were there, let us know you were there. In the chat. What did you like? What did you see? What are you looking for areas of opportunities or where we can kind of grow and get better? We were up here trying to like write down names and numbers. It's so many different names and numbers. A lot of our athletes that were spilling over from previous years are officially like graduated. Kelvin said, "Don't believe the hype." Kelvin said, "You lying on him."
Kelvin was flexing his body. That's what he was doing. He had his boots on the
I'm
ground.
mad I missed this one, then. I'm mad I missed
Kelvin,
that.
where was your
I know
fan?
what I was doing.
Listen.
But even if we talking about like the that touch at the end of the game, I looked around and I saw so many people on the field, which almost never happens.
It was really nice. It was really
You got
nice.
everybody on the field. It was peaceful. It was a nice, cool breeze. It was nighttime.
Yes.
Cupid over there doing his thing, and I just looked around and I was like, "This is so cool!" Like,
yep. Literally
on the field.
It reminded me of that. I think you said it to me that the TikTok where it was like Trump is ruining the whole world, and black people
just doing line dance.
That's exactly what it looked like.
A good line dancing.
Everybody just made them say.
It was little baby. It was a nice day. It wasn't too hot. That was concerning. I thought it would get a little too hot, like maybe right at that 4 o'clock mark. But it was cool all day, windy, nice breeze. And I like to see everybody. It was just a peaceful, beautiful day. Like, and I'm hoping and praying that that's an indication of how beautiful our football season will be once we commence with Orange Blossom Classic. So what I love to see as an overall unit, football was flying. The defense was flying around.
But before we get to the
okay. Let's out of it. Okay.
Wait, yeah. Let me just say, 2 times for whoever did the planning. Campus was so lit this weekend. It was great from Friday.
Yep.
So it was listen. I got there. I got to Tallahassee on Friday. I brought my daughter. My daughter's like, I want to go to the set. She want to go to the set. I'm like, this is not even the set. This at the amphitheater. So this is not even a real thing. She wants to go. Listen, right? So they had Neo presentations. So all the Neos came out. Great time. Then the Alphas come out in Gaither. First of all, baby, it's freezing in Gaither. When we was in Gaither, you was sweating, but it was freezing. The walls were sweating.
Gaither renovated now. They getting fancy over in Gaither.
They fancy. It was freezing in Gaither. Okay, I needed a little jacket, but the probate happens, and then Saturday I went to the softball game. Our girls kicked, but it was tight. It was very tight.
Hey,
but
that's what our girls get out of though.
Listen,
sometimes you got those tight games.
That doggone picture.
Yes, absolutely.
But that number, I think, is 0. I think she's number 0. She's number 1. Zoe. Her name's Zoe, I think. I can't think of her name, but that girl is bad. That girl is bad. It was real tight with Alabama A&M, but we won. And then we went right from the game for senior day, and we went right on over to the football game, to the spring, what they call situational football, right? Situational football, all these different situations. And like Ashley said, boy, that defense
did not let up.
That defense was flying around.
The offense gonna score.
I got one word. Well, I got 2 words. Chase Lloyd. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They were hitting out there. They were thumping. And that's what you want to see. Like, you need that fiery chippery, fiery defense to come in, laying down hits. You got to exert some dominance out there if you're on defense. You don't want to be known as soft.
He was, man. Listen, I like that boy. Chase. Mm-hmm. Me and Demetri was like, wow. As soon as the whistle blow, the whistle barely blew good, and he was already almost at the quarterback. I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, he was. Listen, y'all, that dark cloud defense, because it was partly cloudy last year.
It was a little partly cloudy, but we bringing the thunderstorms back slowly with the dark clouds.
The dark clouds is gathering over the horizon again this year with that defense. Now I don't want to jinx it, Lord, so I don't even want to go in there and talk all great about it. But I'm gonna just say this:
don't clip us up.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all be clipping us.
Everybody enjoy the clipping.
We got the number 2,000 defense in FCS and all the FCS. But we was talking about
the dark cloud is gonna bring its way on. They're gonna gather. They're gonna gather.
Dark clouds. I really do believe that defense looked good. And I will say this: our offense. Now I hope this is not indicative of what we're gonna have to deal with in the football season. But that offense got the clicking after the second half.
They got it at halftime and they decided somebody said something to somebody.
Don't do that to us.
But we're not gonna be a second half. We're not gonna be a second half.
Don't do that to us. Do not do that to us.
Coming out the gate. Quarter number one. We're not clicking in the second half. And what we're gonna do is turn it up in the second half. That's what
we're not finna do that. We not finna be getting out here. Y'all not finna raise our pressure up. Okay? Y'all not.
We getting older. We can't let that.
We can't do that. It's so many seasoned rattlers. Some people ain't got time to be stressed out. Okay.
No, right. And we ain't seasoned, but we inching towards it. So don't stress us out either.
Don't stress us
out. JT. You gotta be careful about it. JT said they're clipping everything these days. Absolutely.
They definitely are. But
first and second half team. That's absolutely right, little baby. We are not here to be a half team and we come out and decide we want to click it, make it click when it's after halftime a speech that might not
us heart palpitations and all that stuff. We ain't got time for that.
We got to come out and we gotta come out and just show who we are early and be consistent in who that is. But like
dominate.
I said,
we need to dominate.
We need to dominate. We have it. You know, Coach Cozy says it all the time. The standard is a standard, and we got to live to the standard.
Cozy said, I saw a little clip of an interview. He said, we're going 1-0. I love it. Every week, that's the goal. To go 1-0. We going 1-0 every week. What's the goal? Is to go 1-0. That's it. This week, every way, everyone, we going 1-0 every week. I thought that it was very interesting that Cozy said, and I'm actually was impressed. Cozy said that a lot of our starters didn't even play at the spring game.
That kind of shocked me too, I will say, because you assume the guys who were from last year, your starters, they play full, at least majority. And then, you give your reserve, your second, third, fourth strings an opportunity to play. But he definitely had a good mix of like starters from last year and also mixing in those second teams doing 1 versus 1s, 2s and 2s, even some of the third team. So if our starters were not necessarily 100% playing playing throughout the whole game or the whole spring game, then we also have more to look forward to. Because that just means that once the starters and the more seasoned athletes come in, then we have an opportunity to be even more cohesive, dominant, and show who we are and what Rattler football is. Now, another thing that we did recently that we've seen announced is that we got some new recruits in. So we got some commits. Trentarius Lovett. He's an offensive lineman out of Coffeyville. And he's 6'3", 285. So we knew after losing some of our offensive linemen last year that we needed to add some beef to that line, some size and some experience. The cool thing, he's a JUCO athlete, which means that he has college playing experience, high-level athlete that I know our coaches have vetted very well. So that's something to me that speaks volumes to what we know we need. Our coaches know where we need to fill the holes, and 6'3", 285, don't get no better than that. So welcome to the family, Trentarius. We can't wait to see you join in with us. I'm just talking about, our new commits. We got 2 that just came in, and Coach Cozy put out the signal a little bit earlier today. So we got another one coming in tomorrow. So keep your eyes open for that one as well. But we needed some, we lost some offensive linemen through graduation and normal matriculation last year. So we need a Trentarius Lovett to come in and fill some holes and fill some gaps.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, y'all.
And yes, he's a Tallahassee kid. He's coming from Childs High School, I believe, coming back home. So
he went
to Childs, I believe, but he also
college. Yes, he went to Coffeyville. We got a running back from Coffeyville too.
We also have Travis Jones.
Yeah, Travis.
Another Coffeyville running back. So we can add some. We got Thad already.
Trey. What his name is? Travis.
That's what I'm. Y'all. Speaking of pronouncing names. I have OKK is his. You remember when we were trying to pronounce the last lineman? It is OKK. Coach Burrs confirmed it. I happened to be talking to him, and he called his name. His name was Gozi OKK, and we thought it was going to be Okiki or OKK. It's OKK.
Okay.
And we were indecisive about how to pronounce his last name, but I got the confirmation on that. But Travis Jones is also
they got a apostrophe.
Travis.
Travis.
So we're gonna say Travis. Yeah.
What if it's Travis?
It might be Travis. TJ. I like it. TJ,
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones was also Coffeyville running back. He's a talented kid, athlete as well that's coming back home, 5'9", 195. So if you really think about it, we've added a running back to an already talented running back room. We've added linemen to a lineman group that we will continue to bolster up. If you remember, we signed quite a few positions coming out of December into early January signing period from the portal. So keep in mind that all those athletes are not on campus either yet. Many of them, we had upwards of 94, I believe it was 94 athletes, Coach Cozy said we had in the fall through spring. And there are more, some will trickle out for different reasons. And then we'll have the ones who have signed with us who just need to graduate through this coming spring and coming in this early summer and fall right in place. So I'm excited to see what we add. Like, think about what we saw at the spring game. Any of us who was there, think about what we saw at the spring game.
Cozy already said that he's going to add some more offensive linemen and that he needs a defensive end, which was literally everything that I was saying that I felt like we should go back and get. And he literally said he needed somebody to rush the passer and that he was going to look at some more offensive linemen. So I'm excited about this football season. I got to see it all come together. I'm excited for them to go through fall camp and things like that and see what it's looking like when we get to that Orange Blossom Classic. Week 1.
You got to keep in mind we got a couple of coaches from other people's schools and they might be gunning for us for that reason. The word on the street is our O-line coaches top in the space. So if that means
North Carolina Central gonna be coming for our neck and brag, but Central y'all can cut it, baby. Y'all gonna go on back to Central with that L.
That's exactly. We're gonna send you packing.
We're gonna send you take it right on back.
Shout out to Travis.
L right on back.
Shout out to Travis and Trentarius for joining the family. You're gonna love it over here. We're gonna take good care of you over here in Rattler Nation. So tomorrow there will be another commitment announcement. What you think? What you think the commitment gonna be, Tashay? Let's what you guess? What's your guess? You want the edge rusher, I know.
Why would you ask me like we don't already know? Ashley, I mean,
play a little bit.
I almost said, girl, what?
Girl, I threw you off, didn't I? Anyway, there will be an announcement tomorrow. There will be definitely be an announcement of additional athlete coming to the fold, and more to come as the weeks unfold. Because our coach,
what y'all think it's gonna be in the comments? Drop it down there. I might wink if you.
Kelvin say he think it's gonna be an edge rusher or a QB.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
We'll blink twice if we think you're right. One thing for certain, we need an edge rusher. If nothing else,
need somebody to rush.
An edge rusher. We have some returners on our defensive line for sure. So we know, but we still need somebody we needed somebody to come off that edge and put a little fear in the quarterback's life.
We
need to shake you up a little bit off the edge.
A lot of it.
But you know what? And I don't know, Kelvin, maybe you know who this player was at the spring game. Whoever that was that kept jumping when the quarterback was trying to pass, it was I think
it was a linebacker.
You said it was a linebacker. I don't know who it was. All I know is they was jumping out the gym they
was batting down. They was batting down
every chance. It was one particular series that it was just like jump, bat, jump. It was almost like a volleyball match out there. Every time the quarterback was attempting to pass to his side of the field, it was a bat down. So I said I like that energy. That's the energy that we need to see when we are on the opposite end. And it's somebody, and we're on defense. We need to make sure we batting down balls exactly like that. So I don't need him to bring those springs in his legs, whichever one you were. Bring them out to the fall. Bring them on out to the fall season.
Fran, what quarterback would like? Because we saw a mixture of at least we saw Roman,
We saw Roman, we saw
what's his
Bryson,
name? Bryson. We saw
we saw
Green, the
we saw
boy, his last name
Green, and we
Green,
saw
and
Tyler.
then Tyler.
My honest opinion is that the offense on Saturday flowed looked the best under Bryson.
Me too. I agree.
On
Saturday.
On Saturday, that's one of the time. Specifically, we're only talking about Saturday at the spring game specifically,
not the practice.
Flowed very well, much better under Bryson. Not sure if that, a lot of factors could play into that. But Bryson seemed to, and what I liked about Bryson too is that although it was only a spring game and they were doing situational ball, Bryson has heart. Bryson was frustrated when plays might not have gone the way they anticipated them to go. So I love that energy. I do believe that Tyler,
his team. He was leading his team.
I would say Tyler would be
the look. When you talk about a quarterback that you want,
Tyler has it too. So I think we have a good, but and Coach Cozy mentioned Tyler and Bryson early on, in the middle, early in the spring practice.
And I saw why. I definitely saw why.
And it makes sense because those are the two that basically stood out at the spring game. I like Roman. He has that poise that I do like. That maturity, that poise and
he stay poised in the pocket.
Confident, poise in the pocket. I like that about Roman. And and Green came out with somebody I had not seen any of prior to Saturday.
And we saw a lot of him. Actually,
he played quite a bit. He did. And I'm pretty sure that was by the time to give him some real game in-game experience. So I mean, we could say something good probably about all of them, but the two that stuck out more than any out of the bunch would definitely be Bryson and Tyler.
Yeah, I thought the offense definitely moved much more seamlessly under Bryson. That series that he had, where he took it down and it was a touch. They did score. The first touchdown, it was just seamless. It was like, he was really running that offense. And he, like you said, he was getting frustrated when the ball, because he threw a dart and he had kind of a little bit, he overthrew. It was, who did he throw it to? It wasn't Quan Lee. It was one of the receivers, but he overthrew him a little bit and he was like frustrated. I don't know if he was frustrated at himself or he felt like the receiver didn't, get there.
He took that game serious because
he was not
taking it lightly, that it was just a.
And he was moving that offense. He was moving them. So I liked Bryson. Special teams, which I know was a concern for a lot of us last year. They did some little situational things before. Actually, why would you?
Y'all just don't know.
Ashley, you said as soon as I said special teams.
Every time the ball got kicked off, boy, I know I wasn't the only one either. I know it. I just know it.
Like, you literally.
You gave me a flashback for a second.
You got pissed immediately.
I'm just glad that's a thing of the past. We will look forward to a brighter future.
Yes, our
we always pass out, little baby. None of baby, you about bit your fingernails off just in anticipation of what was gonna be next.
Yeah. So Cozy did some situational things before the spring game started with special teams. So I feel much better. We have a different special teams coach.
We do.
Yeah. So I anticipate and I believe there will be a lot of changes, and it'll be a lot better because Cozy was talking about that also in the quarterback club that our defense was saying it, and I understand. Of course, ultimately you can't. You got to go out there and do what you have to do, whether you're on the 1 yard line or on the 50 or whatever. But a lot of times our defense was put in some real rough positions, and so just to help them out as a team so you don't have to work as hard because, our defense, they had to do a lot of work last year.
And that's what I like when I heard Nayron when he was being interviewed by Brian and Kelvin on the post-game show. Look at this, JT. That's what he said, essentially. And I like that because Nayron is slowly like emerging as a visible
leader
to this program.
Definitely.
and he wears it very well. And he said that I don't care where he spot the ball. Granted,
Yeah.
we might have been, as a defense, might have been put in some tough yardage situations, but no matter where the ball is spotted, you don't let anybody score on you, and that just got to be the philosophy
That's
and the
just gotta
mindset.
be the philosophy.
So I like what I see from him, being the voice and one of the leaders. I'm pretty sure more will emerge on this defense, and defense win championships. We can have an amazing quarterback.
They can't win if they can't score.
Defense wins championships, and that's true in any sport. That's football, that's basketball. Defense is going to get you to the end of the season and in the postseason play. So it starts with defense, and I love what I'm seeing, the change that I'm seeing. We got some new coaches in that that have been in there working, recruiting and installing and working through this spring. So again, we'll get a chance to go out to the summer and fall camp, and we'll see some more and be able to talk about it more. But I'm thoroughly excited to see where we improve, because like JT said, stressed, not even stressed, but stressed with a K on the kickoff. We're not gonna do that this year. We're
not gonna do that this year.
We're not gonna have them kind of problems.
So let me ask you, okay, in light of, before we move on to basketball, give me one grow and one glow after seeing the spring game. One grow and one glow. I'm such a teacher.
That's definitely. Now you're making me sit up here and I'll give one, but in the chat, JT, little baby, Kelvin, Frank, Demetri.
Yeah, y'all give one too.
Give us a one grow and one glow.
One grow and one glow. What's your grow and your glow?
Yeah, my grow.
Where we need to grow at.
My grow is probably going to be what anybody might say is that trenches.
Okay.
I don't feel like we are just out of the waters horrible at all, by no means. So while y'all preparing the clip, that's not what it is
at all.
But I do see opportunity for growth, which is why you see, and our coach has mentioned as well in his opportunity to speak publicly about what he's going out and getting out of the portal and what he's recruiting in. So that would be my grow. My glow is just gonna have to be that defense. Like I don't even know if I can single out like a secondary, whoever. That defense is my glow right now. And let's see how much that changes by the time we get to our fall practices and the offense catches up, because the defense is usually ahead, right? In the spring.
Absolutely.
Offense come and click around and catch up. They always do. That's just natural order in the process, how it works. So those are my two. What are yours? What's your grow and glow?
So my grow. So let's go with my glow first.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a little different, because it was a little fella out there that really impressed me.
I already know you going, and I love it. I love him too.
That number 32, that little running back, he really impressed
me. He was
me.
taking he was just letting them licks bounce off of him. Like,
listen.
He was taking his licks, and he wasn't going down. Like
he wasn't. He scored, and he scored, and I like him. I like him a lot. So what I'm hoping is that means that we had a tremendous growth, or no, we glowed up in the run game. Okay. So what I'm going.
I like that. I like that, because last year, we didn't get a rushing touchdown.
About game 6.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
We're not.
I like that one. I like it.
We're not doing that this year. I think that we got a new running back coach. Our kids love him. They really like him.
Yep.
He comes highly recommended, highly touted. So I'm gonna say that my glow is that run game, because I saw, of course, Thad Franklin, a dog, right?
He's still who he is.
Still a dog. We got Bo Somerset. And then that number 32, I can't remember his name right now. But
it don't matter. We don't even need to tell them. Let them find out.
Oh yeah, because you know what, my coach said he purposely did some stuff because y'all want to be looking.
Keep the clippers in the eyes and the ears. Just know we like that.
Yeah, number 32. He was good. So that's my glow. That's my glow. Now my grow is going to be. Where do I think we need to grow? I think that we don't have, and I don't want the person that comes is going to be their own person, but I just have to keep referencing him because he was just that dude. that Anthony Dunn type edge,
Nasty
that
edge.
nasty, doggish edge rusher. I need somebody on that containing the outside and rushing the passer. Like we need a DN. So I think that on that position, and let me say that not that we don't have one, but one to emerge that's
You just
going
need
to
one to emerge,
really
and
get after
with
that
new coaches
quarterback.
and systems,
Yeah,
someone will emerge. That's the beautiful part
definitely,
about it. So don't get it
100%.
twisted for the eyes and the ears. We're all well and good.
I trust the
We
what
got
is
we
that?
got
I
we got
trust the freak maker.
we got what we need in house, and what we don't have, we have the coaches to fill the spots.
Absolutely.
Somebody will emerge in all these grow areas that we're mentioning. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, but see, we're not Delulu like some other podcasts
and fan bases,
and fan bases that we have no deficiencies. We have nothing. Everything is. We can win the championship today.
Nah, keep it.
We're
cute.
Gonna be realistic. The spring is for the spring. The spring is what it is. It's the spring.
So
yeah,
put a grow in the put a grow in the chat. He says he wants to be his grow is that we are a bit more aggressive offensively, which is contrary to what Cozy's style has been. So he wants us to be more aggressive offensively. Well, that might be the case. Cozy's a defensive guy, but we also
think he meant that as the glow because he's saying we are that, which I agree we are, which is not. Cozy has. I think that's what he's saying. We are that. I think he meant to switch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That he because they were and Cozy. I think there was more. Cozy had that finesse type defense.
Wasn't that vanilla like hike the ball, hand it off, run down the middle?
Yeah.
It was definitely a little some variety to what we saw. Kelvin says that our grow is a new weight room. Facts, big facts. And guess what that comes from? Investment, ticket sale, buying your season ticket, supporting our athletic director, the athletic department through investments, and letting her do her job to bring in who she needs to bring in.
Right.
I'm not entertaining Frank.
Which also with the weight room, let me say this. Our students also, our athletes, they really, really like the new strength and conditioning coach too. They talk really good about him. So I mean, yeah, our strength and conditioning program and things like that. We Cozy working now. Don't get Cozy twisted. But
Kelvin said he need to glow the defensive line collectively as a group. Respect, because that's true. When we talk about trenches, and that's what we mean by a group of D-line, O-line emerging, and we have some returning starters on both sides of our line. We have some plug and plays because we got a few people who graduated. I don't think we might have had one O-line that entered the portal yesterday, but so far, knock on wood, that's what we've had. So outside of those that are just graduated out of the last season, we have some returners, and then we got some that we need to plug in because that players got to graduate and go to the NFL, right? So he's right about that. Little baby says he wasn't able to attend, but heard good things. But his glow overall is team progression.
Absolutely, definitely.
His growth said Cozy just needs to be hosting that trophy. 2025 trophy.
But let me say this: I agree with you, little baby, because you know what? This year in the spring, we look like an actual team as opposed to last year. You know, our coaches were piecing things together because we have been gutted. You know what I'm saying? For whatever, we're not going to talk about the past, but we know that Cozy had a lot to overcome last year. And so that spring game last year, we had what we had, and it wasn't much. Okay.
He had he had to make a lot with a little.
He made nothing. He made $1 out of 15 cents. And
he
did.
So in some ways we weren't satisfied. And in some ways we weren't satisfied with the ending results of the season. But from the it could have been worse.
This spring looked like actual team that he brought in. He brought in players in December. There was a plan in place.
He had an opportunity.
You can tell that there was a plan in place. He knew who was going to leave. He knew that people were graduating, and it was just very. It was thought out. It was organized. He knew what he was doing. All the coaches, the kids, the athletes, they knew it was a different feel, and so. Definitely, I agree that Glow was the overall team progression. This looked like a team that wasn't, thrown together in
All
a few
together,
weeks like
coming
what
in
we
the
had
summertime,
last year.
missing spring ball
Yeah,
altogether. Like a lot of our athletes missed spring ball
yeah,
last year. This year, those same athletes are still here, and then the others will come in summer, and we'll plug and play. So it's a much better field. Quan Lee hit the portal tonight. Yeah, and there were some writings on the wall. Not a total shocker that happened, and much
we
like if
wish him
anybody
well. We wish him well.
wish you well.
Peace be the journey. Cool runnings, man of God. We wish you
We
all
wish you well,
the
and we
best.
will continue to keep doing what we do on the Heights and Seven Hills. Champions are
Absolutely.
indeed built on the off season. That's 1000% the truth. And if you don't get it right in the off season, it's very hard to make up that ground through the summer, and then when the season comes around. And I saw it firsthand with the way things played out last year. So now we have an opportunity to compare and contrast, because things are just light years ahead, totally different than what we saw play out last year. So that's a reason to be excited. That's a reason to go get your season tickets. That's a reason to be at every home game
And get a membership for Fang Exchange so we can keep it
and get a
going.
membership for Exchange, because we have a couple of athletes that.
Oh, JT, I'm not
JT.
even going to entertain that. We're not going to.
No, JT, no.
Not going to entertain it.
Yeah.
Is America.
JT up here trying to ruffle a little bit.
Next, because y'all don't want to get me started.
JT, give us another comment. We need another comment, JT. Another one.
Next.
Cleanse the comment section, JT.
Next.
But we will see. That's it. That's all I'll say about that, JT.
That's all we're gonna say about
that. Epicenter of Black excellence. Place kicking. Glow is place kicking and field goals.
Yeah, definitely.
Another thing, Coach,
because they was kicking them, they were getting them, they were kicking them all. Yeah.
Another thing Coach Cozy said was that they did and kicking
before. That's what I was saying. Yeah, they did it before.
That's his opportunity to let them get their chance to get in, and they were doing well, and we got a kicker, I believe. I'm not sure if he's on campus yet, but we did get another kicker that was signed on through the December January period. So we're still bolstering that room. We have quite a few kickers. One thing about Florida A&M, we always had a kicker and a punter.
We kept a good kicker and a punter.
So that place kicking, which we saw last year, is highly valuable. And also, look at him talking about kicking it through the field high.
He was kicking with room to spare.
That's flipping the field position is everything.
He was kicking with room to spare.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? I will say this. Grow. I'm gonna change my grow. I want us to get the snaps. Our center. We got to really work on that.
Mm-hmm. Those we have a different center this year too.
Our snaps during the spring game, they were a little high, and it could be. Yeah, it could be because our quarterbacks are different heights or whatever, so they whatever it is, I don't know, but
I think that's just a little repetition. They'll get better.
They'll get better, yeah, absolutely. But the thing about it is it's important. Them snaps, it's the difference in an entire play. Because we saw it happen, shucks, at that Valley game. That bad snap. That bad snap cost us the game.
It was indeed a dagger.
Yeah, it's cost us the game. So we definitely, the center is important. We definitely gotta yeah. It was a little, our quarterback should not be trying to reach to grab for the ball on the snap, trying to,
because it's not fluid. It's not a fluid handoff. Or
then you got to do too much to get back set. Yeah,
so that's the cool thing is that again we talk. These things are like this grows that we're talking about. The best part about this is that we're talking about it in the spring and not in the fall.
Spring, exactly, and it's minor.
Not be conversations in the fall. By the time the fall rolls around, we got plenty of months to practice repetition and get the skills. Like I said, we have the best O-line coach out there, so those are the things that I'm positive he'll clean up for us.
Yeah, we gonna fix
make sure that we don't have a resemblance of what he was here last year, but we don't want no resemblance of that, no remembrance. We want to forget about what happened last year. So let's see what else.
I think that was it, right?
I think that was pretty much it. Again, like super excited about what we.
Yeah, and glows for Cozy leading his team. This
glows up for the head man
the head man in charge.
Held it down. interchanging coaches and SIDS and
yes.
administrative things that happened in the offseason that many people might not have seen. Coach Cozy held down his program, and that's what a leader does.
This
That's what
looked like his team. This
is
year, it looked like he was the head coach. This was his team. That he got his coaches in. He got players that he wanted. He
that fit
looked,
their style of what.
Shouts out to Cozy for
Shout out to
really
Coach Cozy for making that
for
happen.
stepping into that, really stepping into it. And I think just really being comfortable. Like, yeah, this is my team. This is my program, and this is not Willie Simmons assistant coach. This is head coach James Cozy III.
We're gonna put your stamp on it. You get your own. You'll get your championship.
Absolutely. So
one thing I want to do is we talk a good bit about football, right? And we do want to go to basketball, but let's end on basketball. So let's do this. Golf yesterday, SWAC champions, right? Coach Mike Rice. It's another one of them championships, SWAC championship. Another ring, baby. Another ring.
Ring me, please.
So, SWAC championship for golf. Congratulations to the golf team for
back to back, because we were last year, right?
No, I think that was the HBCU. That's different.
Oh, that was the HBCU
national championship, right. But they were champions last year, so
but it just wasn't SWAC.
He says we got to get him a bowl trophy before the MEAC. You know what? I got to stop reading stuff out loud. I got to read it first, proofread it before I say it too loud.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got to get him a bowl trophy, and and you know how we do that? Me and Tashay have said it 2-3 times, and it's gonna sound like a broken record and might even sound cliche. But one of the perfect ways to do that is to become a member of Fame Exchange. We directly support Coach Cozy and his team.
Yeah, and all the other teams too.
And all the other teams too. But since we're talking about football now, imagine what we can do for golf. Imagine what we can do for Coach Charlie Ward.
Frank, that's what they said. They said we was one-trick ponies. That's what they said. But here we are still winning these SWAC championships.
Mm-hmm. And wait till we get these extra points so we can come for that extra programs so we can get enough points to get that commissioner cup. But don't worry,
y'all put in the chat which sports do you think is gonna give us our 200th conference championship? Because right now we at 199. My money is on softball.
People, I think it might be tennis. Tennis is this weekend. If I understand, if I'm incorrect, correct me in the chat. I believe it could be tennis, but softball is looking real pretty.
Softball. I think softball. I got money on
softball.
They definitely.
I got money on softball. Coach Bill.
She's saying Demetri said tennis.
Tennis, okay.
Is tennis this weekend?
I think the SWAC championship for SWAC tournament for tennis is this weekend, if I understand correctly. But softball is coming on the heels of that. Baseball then comes. We could literally between tennis, softball, and baseball, we could add 3 more championships in the next few weeks, months, even for over. We could, and we have talented teams in all three sports. So it's not like we're just hoping and wishing that.
We actually
these are realistic. And our softball, we went. So I went to the
softball kicking. They kicking butt.
I went to the home run derby, right? The football team did the home run derby with the softball team. Me and Demetri were there. And Demetri can attest to this. Them girls can hit.
I'm telling you. I was at the game. Them
girls can
Saturday.
Hit, like, just to sit there and watch them like pitch and just pop it. And it was like not a phase to them. No sweat off their backs. It wasn't overexerting. Now, I would say this. Our football team did pretty good. I'm gonna guess that some of them probably played baseball growing up. That they got a little. And then sometimes
they're athletes. Yeah, they athletes.
They only lost by 4 points, 4 hits. So that's not real bad that a football team can come in and do that. CJ Lockhart was hitting pretty good. I can't remember. I don't want to call all his names because I don't want to be wrong. But football team held their own. But them softball players,
our girls bad now.
Some bad girls. And we got an amazing coach who is in her first season
first year at the MU, and it's probably gonna win us.
And we got a great chance to get to a championship in her first year.
Yeah, because we kicking butt.
Demetri said Samantha was hitting home right. Yeah, I think I know. I think I recognize. I think I know which one is Samantha. And if it's the one I'm thinking about, yeah, baby girl is it. They better not ever pitch give her an easy pitch because it's gone every time. She
They
got
was A&M, Bama A&M. They was trying to give us a little run for our money. They got a pretty good pitcher there, but our girls just held it down. And what I liked is they never, even though it was really close, and even at one point they kind of went, A&M kind of went on a little run. They never lost their cool. My girl went and hit a home run and brought everybody home. Won us the game. Little walk off home run. It was
walk
it.
off.
Little walk off home run. I was like, let's
That's, you're gonna
go.
have to win the game. That's how you do it.
Let's go.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Episode said women's outdoor track.
Yeah.
And that's real because our track teams have done really well over the last couple of years with our track coach. So we have opportunity to win numerous SWAC championships in various sports. Again, we have been coined as one trick ponies, but we got a lot of tricks up our sleeve. So
the one trick is beating y'all in everything.
The one trick
is winning SWAC champion. That's the trick. Winning SWAC championship. Yeah.
I love it because we have some amazing coaches in each sport. Coach Gokhan already in volleyball has already won.
Okay. Y'all know that's Gokhan. Gokhan. That's the Gokhan.
Sean has already won. And then you kind of just line up the rest of them. Our softball coach, Coach Bill, Coach Cozy, Coach
Speaking of coaches. Speaking of coaches.
What you saying?
Transition. Speaking of coaches, somebody told me it's a Heisman Award winner that's on FAMU campus. Now I don't know. That's just what I heard though. That's what they said.
That's what they saying.
That's what they saying. I don't
know because I mean, the internet and technology tried to rain our little parade yesterday. So we'll see. In the coming days about confirming this hire. So. As we all know, our previous basketball coach has moved on to a different SWAC school. And that means that it's left an opening for us to come in and get a new coach in the fold for our basketball program. We got some energy started last year with our men's basketball specifically. And it's just going to take this energy from last year and flow it right into this year. The ground level, honestly, the groundwork was set for us to say, hey, we could be a basketball team that can compete. Mm-hmm. We don't have to just be low expectations in men's basketball. So
what you think about the hire?
I think it's a good hire. I like the notoriety and all the things that comes with him. And his name and who he is and how he, what he means to the sports community as a whole. He's legendary in his own right. He's a local. He's a kind of his dad played at FAMU, so he's not lost on HBCU community and on what it means to be a Rattler. Although he was not a Rattler by choice, but he has his family of Rattlers. He lives in Tallahassee, has been around it. So he's no stranger to the community, to the culture and who we are. And like Lil Baby said, AD said she wants to bring the city out. That hire is a way to bring the city out. The support, the love that he gets from just all walks of life, all sides of the fence should bode well for us. Now on the actual court, what I like is that some people try to use this against him, but I think it could help us. And like I said, I'm a basketball girl, right? So that's the sport that's my sport. And basketball is the one sport that you can kind of come from high school and go to college and play immediately. That's why you got so many one and dones. Now you have to be developed well. Your IQ needs to be there. You need to be able to grow fast. You need to be able to adapt to college basketball life and all the things that come with it in order for it to happen. And you definitely don't see one and dones at our level, but it doesn't mean that a true freshman can't come from high school and plug into and offer some meaningful minutes and value to a college program. So with that said, he's an high school coach, state championship winning high school coach in Florida. From my understanding, he was just over the weekend in coaching the USA, the junior, I believe, USA basketball team where the top college prospects go play in. So he's obviously respected in that way. And then that to me is the pipeline sometimes you need to bring in. Now, you want to get your guys from the portal. Look at Epicenter. Yes, you absolutely want to get your guys, seasoned guys from the portal, your sophomores, your juniors, and your seniors, because you need some leadership. You need some people who's already seen the landscape. You don't want to build a whole team on high schoolers. high school athletes. But I think he's a guy that can make an impression in that way. And then it depends on, you know, who he brings in as his assistants, because assistants will make or break sometimes a head coach. Your assistants are meant to come in and make you look well. So I like the hire. I think it's at the space that we're in, we need somebody to take the foundation that was set last year. And by foundation, I mean the energy and the eyes back on the program. We didn't have many eyes on the program prior to last year. Last year's coach did that for us, put eyes back on the program to a point where we are excited and ready to see what happens. And then this next coach hire will help to put on his recipe to the mix and take that to the next level. And we'll see how it plays out in SWAC play. We'll see how he schedules his games, his out of conference games, and who he brings in. Shoot, we might see a FSU FAMU. I mean, I know that was years and years ago. That was some things happened where they kind of stopped doing it, but you just never know. We played. The women did it last year. The women did FAMU FSU.
Epicenter, no, it's the worst job
in the country,
in all of FCS football. I mean basketball. The worst job in all of, did they say FCS or mid-major?
No, they said it was the worst job in the
all
country.
In all of,
probably all of the above. FCS, FBS, every level is what it sound like it was said, but
and yet my AD has to have a short list. That's what I thought they said in mid-major. That's what it said. Mm-hmm.
They said mid-major.
The worst job in all of mid-major basketball. Yet my AD has to have a short list.
Moment of silence.
Yeah, my AD has to tell people no.
Mm-hmm.
She's turning down applications
and move swiftly to fill the open position.
She's turning down applications for the worst job.
And in less than a week, the position is filled. Can't be tenfold. In less than a week, the position has been filled. So I'm excited to see that. We got excitement around the football program coming up. We have tennis championship tournament coming up. We have softball that is doing very well. Baseball doing very well. I think we're playing our Bethune cousins.
We don't want to talk about that.
We don't really want to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it, but we're going to play them tomorrow in Central Florida, Sanford area. Central Florida Rattlers, let's get to this game and cheer on our Rattlers as they take on the Bethune Wildcats. I actually had to say that slow because I had to make sure I ain't talk to them like I talked to them on Twitter. But
little baby, throwing their resume through Chat GPT, trying to brush up on their resume, okay? Throwing it through AI, trying to fix their resume up. The worst job in all of mid-major basketball.
This right here will take us to the next, and if you're good at what you do, you have you're in different moments and seasons and reasons in life and in your program, and our AD knows where we are, so you hired a coach for the time. Mm-hmm. It was a proud showing for tonight's game. It's quite a bit of Central Florida Rattlers easily can pack out a baseball game. So the softball team is playing Bethune too, I believe. This weekend, so we need to just make sure that we bring home the series. We bring home the series. The best of
big dub. Okay, sorry.
We need to make sure we bring home the series. We're not gonna talk about tonight. We'll reconvene next week. We talk about it later because we don't want to talk about it tonight.
Yeah, it's been an hour. We've been on here for a long time. I'm tired. I'm tired.
So again, I'm
delirious at this point, y'all.
A lot of the spring sports. While we're here, we're getting ready to wind it down for the night. One thing I want to make sure that we always promote is Social House. Get you a bottle. Go get
your vodka.
Go get your Social House. These bottles are one of a kind. You won't get them anywhere else outside of through Social House and Fang Exchange. Get them for your collectives. Get them for your sellers. Birthday gifts, Christmas gifts. It's never too early to start shopping.
Graduation. Somebody got to graduate.
Graduation is coming up. This is a perfect graduation gift.
Get them. Any Rattler that's about to graduate.
Get a one.
Bottle of some Social House Fang Exchange limited edition vodka. It's graduation. You got to toast anyway. Y'all graduation party is orange and green anyway. This fits.
It only makes sense. It's decoration.
It only makes sense. It goes with the decor. It's on brand.
So special shout out to our sponsors, partners, business partners, Social House Vodka, who has leaned in with us heavily to support Fang Exchange and NIL. The proceeds go to our athletes. This allows us, this is a one piece of the bucket that helps us to put this NIL money back into the pockets of our athletes. We're looking to grow that. So these are ways you can support Fang Exchange through memberships, through the website.
And get something in return.
And get something.
Y'all know y'all be wanting something in return. Y'all love to get something in return.
You can do the Social House. You can do the Social House Vodka as an opportunity. Proceeds gonna come back to Fang Exchange to then go directly to the pockets. So this is what it's about for us. This is name, image, and likeness. This is taking advantage of the marketability of who we are and what we do. And y'all know y'all like vodka, so let's just
the people. I was about to say the people say it's good. Now
you got buy some vodka. You buy one that's gonna support your student athletes,
but they say it's good. Exchange, right? It's gluten free. It's made with what's that water they were saying? Artesian. You
gotta let
whatever. Ellis is the one who knows all the.
Ellis give the rundown on the sale of that, honey.
But they say it's good. So go get you.
A bottle of 2 or 3, a case. And support our athletes.
A bottle or 2 or 3.
The last public service announcement I want to give is to those who supported Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving has come to an end. Thank you so much for those of you who have supported. Your merchandise, many of you and most of you should have received your slides, which is the initial part of your for those of you who bought into the merch box tier. We have shirts getting ready to go out, so be on the lookout for that. I'm going to send out emails to those of you who supported Fang Exchange and through Thanksgiving, and from there you will get your merchandise: Fang Exchange shirt, wrist,
your merch box,
towel. So there's your merch box, and your merch box is going to be cute. We made it
very
nice.
Cute.
We made it very nice for you. So we believe you will like what you see when you receive your merch box.
Absolutely. That's why we don't put out no junk. So that's why.
That's what you're right. Because we could have easily just put it in your little
just
brown
box
out
in a little bit. Yeah, but we don't put out no junk.
To make it nice for you. We didn't want to just
give it. It had to have the rattler,
the razzle dazzle.
So and of course also too, you had to wait for Thanksgiving to be over so we could really tally up what we need.
So I've already sent one reminder email out. I'm going to send out another one, and you should start very soon receiving your actual merch boxes and or your shirts and your products that you will receive in exchange for supporting Thanksgiving. So thank you all again for the support. For those of you did, if you did not have an opportunity to support Thanksgiving, you can always become a member. You can always become a member and support through that. But you can always get one of these.
We'll still take your 187 too.
We will.
If you just want to spend 187,
we're not gonna turn it down. Shout out to our swag friends. Well, they're gonna be a foe to us this year since we got them on the schedule. Alcorn coming to brag.
Swacking the food. They've been on because baby, you got Southern in there, so it's
Southern too, ain't it? Yeah, okay, you're right. I forgot. Correct. You correct.
They've been the ops.
They the ops. Yeah, you're right about it. They the ops. Troy. Shout out to Troy, who has been an of Fang Exchange and what we do. So there are multiple ways to support Fang Exchange that would then support our athletes. Multiple ways. It's not just one way. And in there, most ways you'll get something in return. And if you got a business and you want to be a sponsor of the channel and sponsor of Fang Exchange business and market some of your products through our athletes, send us an email, send us a DM. We'll be happy to get that set up for you. So,
all right, y'all, because I'm getting delirious.
All right, y'all, it's time to go. It's getting late. We had okay. I said one last public service announcement. Okay. Give me 30 seconds.
I'm getting delirious.
We have quite a few eyes on this live right now. So that means that you might be watching from Twitter. You might be watching directly from YouTube. Go and like the page.
Yeah, seriously.
Free. That's another means of support. Go like the page, the channel. Go like the actual show tonight. Share it to your friends and your family. That's free.
Send
And
it to somebody that's not on.
send it to somebody that didn't know that we come on Thursday nights. Send it to somebody that didn't even know that Fake Exchange existed. It's more than 75,000 of us alums and supporters. So we got to let this word of mouth work for us. So that was 30 seconds. All right, for real this time, we're going to be signing out, checking out Rattlers. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us. Any parting words, Tashay?
See y'all next week. Go Rattlers.
Go Rattlers. Strike.